It all began with a single meeting. A young journalist, Napoleon Hill, sat across from the legendary Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest men in history. Carnegie leaned in and said, "I'll share with you the secret to success, but you must spend your life discovering how it works for everyone." That challenge changed Hill's life forever. For the next 25 years, he studied over 500 of the most successful people in the world, from Thomas Edison to Henry Ford, searching for the universal formula behind wealth, power, and achievement. The result? A timeless masterpiece. Think and Grow Rich. Welcome to Bookze, where we explore the world's greatest books and uncover the wisdom that transforms lives. In this journey, we'll reveal 13 powerful principles that can turn your thoughts into reality and your dreams into success. Let's begin. Every great success begins with a single spark: desire. Napoleon Hill calls it the starting point of all achievement. Without a burning desire, no plan, talent, or opportunity can take you far. Most people simply wish for success, but wishes fade. True desire, the kind that becomes an obsession, moves mountains. Hill discovered that the difference between ordinary and extraordinary people is intensity of purpose. He even gives us a 6-step method to turn desire into results. Step 1, decide exactly what you want. Step 2, determine what you're willing to give in return. Step 3, set a clear deadline. Step 4, create a plan and begin immediately. Step 5, write your goal down in detail. Step 6, read it aloud twice a day, morning and night, with faith and emotion. By repeating this ritual, your dream becomes a living force within your mind. The clearer your desire, the stronger your focus becomes, and the world begins to align in your favor. Hill reminds us, weak desires bring weak results, just as a small fire gives little heat. So, ask yourself, what do I truly want more than anything? Because once that desire takes hold, nothing can stop you. After desire comes faith, the invisible force that turns your dreams into reality. Napoleon Hill calls faith a state of mind that you can create through affirmation, emotion, and repetition. It's not something you're born with, it's something you build. When you repeat your goals every day with conviction, your subconscious mind begins to accept them as truth. Soon, your thoughts, actions, and habits start aligning with that belief, and that's when miracles happen. Hill reminds us that faith and fear can never live in the same mind. One must always destroy the other. The people who succeed are those who choose to feed faith and starve fear. Think of Edison, who believed in the light bulb before the world ever saw it glow. Or the Wright brothers, who believed in flight long before the first plane took off. Faith is seeing the invisible and believing the impossible until it becomes inevitable. Repeat to yourself daily, I can, I will, and I must. Because once your mind believes something deeply enough, your reality begins to shape itself around that belief. In Hill's words, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Napoleon Hill's third principle, autosuggestion, is the bridge between your conscious mind and your subconscious power. It's the process of training your mind to believe in your goals through the thoughts you feed it every single day. Hill explains that your subconscious listens carefully to every word, emotion, and image you repeat. When you tell yourself, I'm capable, I'm confident, I'm successful, your subconscious accepts it as truth and begins to direct your behavior accordingly. But if you constantly say, I can't, I'll fail, I'm not good enough, your mind shuts down the path before it even begins. To harness autosuggestion, Hill recommends reading your written goals twice daily, once in the morning and once before sleeping, with emotion and belief. Visualize your success as if it's already real. Think of your mind as fertile soil, whatever you plant, positive or negative, will grow. So, plant words of power, success, and confidence. This daily self-talk is not just motivation, it's mental reprogramming. Hill reminds us, you are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. What you whisper to yourself today becomes the life you live tomorrow. Napoleon Hill teaches that knowledge alone isn't power, it's only potential power. Real power comes when knowledge is organized, applied, and specialized toward a definite purpose. The world is full of people who know a little about everything, but those who truly succeed are the ones who master something specific, a skill, a craft, or a field that creates real value. That's what Hill calls specialized knowledge. Think of Henry Ford. He didn't know every detail about car engines, but he surrounded himself with experts who did. His genius wasn't in knowing everything, but in knowing how to use knowledge effectively. In today's world, specialized knowledge might mean mastering digital marketing, coding, design, leadership, or storytelling. The key is to never stop learning and to use your knowledge with purpose. Hill emphasizes that success depends not on how much you know, but on how well you apply what you know. Read, learn, and then act. As Hill says, knowledge is only power when it is organized and directed to a definite end. So don't chase every topic, master one. Because mastery, not information, builds fortunes. Napoleon Hill calls imagination the workshop of the mind, where all desires and dreams are shaped before they become reality. Every great invention, business, or success story begins as a simple idea born in someone's imagination. There are two types of imagination, synthetic and creative. Synthetic imagination rearranges old ideas, concepts, or facts into new combinations, like improving an existing product or system. Creative imagination, on the other hand, is where new ideas are born, the spark of genius that connects directly to infinite intelligence. Hill explains that your imagination is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The most successful people in the world, from inventors to entrepreneurs, use imagination to see what doesn't exist yet and make it real. Think of Thomas Edison, who imagined electric light before anyone else could see it, or Steve Jobs, who imagined a computer in every home. Imagination transforms dreams into plans and plans into achievements. So, dare to imagine big. Because everything you want in life must first be created in your mind before it can exist in the world. Napoleon Hill teaches that a dream without a plan is just a wish. The sixth principle, organized planning, turns your desire into a clear, actionable path. Every successful person creates a detailed plan, not just once, but again and again until it works. Hill emphasizes that planning should never be done alone. He advises forming a mastermind group, a small team of people who share your vision, support your goals, and bring different strengths to the table. Together, you brainstorm, refine strategies, and find solutions faster. Plans may fail, and that's normal. Hill says, temporary defeat is not failure. When one plan doesn't work, create a new one, but never give up on your main goal. Persistence and flexibility are key. He also highlights the importance of decision-making, leadership, and team coordination as parts of organized planning. The great achievers don't wait for the perfect moment, they start with what they have and improve as they go. In short, your desire becomes powerful only when it's backed by a solid plan and consistent action. Dream big, plan smart, and take daily steps. That's how success is built, one plan at a time. Napoleon Hill discovered something powerful while studying successful people: they make decisions quickly and change them slowly. In contrast, unsuccessful people often hesitate, overthink, or rely on others to decide for them. The seventh principle, decision, is about mastering procrastination, the silent enemy of progress. Hill explains that indecision is a form of fear of criticism, failure, or making the wrong move. But the truth is, not deciding is worse than deciding and failing. Every great leader, from business icons to inventors, achieved success because they acted with confidence and determination. He reminds us that the world admires bold decision-makers. Those who can say "I will" and mean it are the ones who turn dreams into reality. Hill advises practicing decision-making daily, even in small matters, to build this mental muscle. Once you make a decision, stand by it. Don't let other people's opinions weaken your resolve. Success favors those who know what they want and have the courage to pursue it, no matter what others say. In Hill's words, indecision is the seed of fear. So, cut off hesitation, trust your instincts, and move forward with purpose, because decision is power. Napoleon Hill calls persistence the iron quality of success, the ability to keep going even when the world says stop. It's easy to start a dream, the hard part is staying committed when challenges appear. Hill writes that persistence turns ordinary desire into burning obsession, and that obsession creates faith, the unshakable belief that you will succeed. Every successful person has faced failure, rejection, and doubt. But what sets them apart is persistence. They refuse to quit. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Each failure was simply a lesson, not a defeat. Hill reminds us that temporary defeat only means one thing: the plan didn't work, not that the dream is impossible. Persistence is built through willpower, habit, and emotional control. When you feel discouraged, revisit your why, the deep reason behind your goal. That inner fire will push you forward. Hill also warns against the influence of negative people. Surround yourself with those who inspire you to continue, not those who drain your energy. In simple words, persistence is the bridge between desire and success. Keep pushing, even an inch a day, because every step forward counts toward your ultimate victory. Napoleon Hill believed that no one succeeds alone. Every great achievement is born from collaboration, the joining of minds working toward a common purpose. This is the essence of the 9th principle, the power of the mastermind. A mastermind is a group of people who share your goals, ambitions, and mindset. When two or more minds come together in harmony, Hill says, a third invisible force, a mastermind, is created. This combined energy brings new ideas, motivation, and strength far greater than any one person can produce alone. Think of history's greatest partnerships: Thomas Edison and his research team, Henry Ford and his advisors, or modern business alliances. Each success story stands on teamwork, trust, and the exchange of ideas. Hill emphasizes that harmony is key. Your mastermind group must be made of people you respect, people who uplift and challenge you, not criticize or discourage you. Through consistent meetings, brainstorming, and accountability, your group becomes a source of unstoppable energy. Hill calls it the ultimate power source for success. In short, success grows faster when minds unite. One person can dream, but a team, working in harmony, can make that dream unstoppable. Napoleon Hill's 10th principle, the mystery of sex transmutation, is one of the most misunderstood yet powerful ideas in Think and Grow Rich. Hill explains that sexual energy is the most powerful human emotion. It drives passion, creativity, and ambition. When that energy is redirected, or transmuted, into productive outlets, it becomes a source of genius. Sex transmutation doesn't mean suppressing or ignoring desire. Instead, it means transforming that raw energy into creative power, motivation, or determination. History's greatest artists, inventors, and leaders, people like Beethoven, Edison, and Lincoln, learned to channel this emotional energy into their work, giving them extraordinary focus and inspiration. Hill believed that sexual energy fuels not only physical attraction but also mental and spiritual vitality. When used wisely, it awakens enthusiasm, imagination, and persistence, the same forces that lead to success. He also noted that love, romance, and sex, when balanced, create emotional harmony that sharpens the mind and strengthens character. In short, this principle teaches that instead of wasting energy on impulses or distractions, you can convert that energy into drive, discipline, and creativity, turning passion into power, and desire into destiny. Napoleon Hill calls the subconscious mind the bridge between your conscious thoughts and the infinite intelligence, a powerful link that turns thoughts into reality. Whatever you feed your subconscious, good or bad, it accepts without question. That's why controlling your thoughts is one of the most critical steps toward success. Hill explains that your subconscious mind works 24/7 even when you're asleep. It responds to emotions like faith, love, and enthusiasm far more strongly than logic. So if you repeatedly visualize success and back it with strong emotion, your subconscious begins to attract opportunities, ideas, and people aligned with your goals. He warns that negative emotions like fear, doubt, or anger can poison your subconscious and block your progress. To avoid this, Hill recommends daily auto-suggestion and positive affirmations to reprogram your mind for success. He also teaches that the subconscious is the gateway to creative power. It connects you to the universal intelligence that guides all invention and inspiration. In short, your subconscious mind is like fertile soil. Whatever you plant, it grows. Feed it with confidence, purpose, and gratitude, and it will turn your dominant thoughts into reality. Napoleon Hill describes the brain as a living transmitter and receiver of thought vibrations. Just like a radio, it sends out and picks up frequencies, especially those charged with strong emotions such as desire, faith, and love. Your thoughts are energy, and your brain has the power to project that energy into the universe. Hill explains that when your mind is filled with clear goals and powerful emotions, it begins to attract matching vibrations, similar thoughts, opportunities, and even people who align with your purpose. This is how great minds seem to connect or sense opportunities before others do. He also ties this to the mastermind principle. When multiple people focus their thoughts on a shared goal, their brain waves combine to create an even stronger frequency of success. Hill believed that your brain, when trained through positive thinking, visualization, and persistence, becomes a magnet for creative ideas and solutions. In essence, your brain is not just an organ, it's a tool for manifestation. When you control your thoughts, emotions, and intentions, you control the kind of energy you send out and ultimately, the kind of success you attract back into your life. The final principle in Think and Grow Rich is the sixth sense, what Napoleon Hill calls the door to the temple of wisdom. This principle is about intuition, that quiet inner voice that guides you when logic and reason fall short. Hill describes it as the bridge between the finite mind of man and infinite intelligence, where inspiration and insight are born. The sixth sense can't be forced, it develops naturally after mastering the previous 12 principles. When your mind is disciplined, your thoughts are positive, and your purpose is clear, intuition becomes sharper. Hill explains that many of history's greatest leaders, inventors, and thinkers like Edison, Lincoln, and Carnegie trusted their instincts when making critical decisions. He says this sense often appears as a sudden hunch or flash of inspiration, a whisper from the subconscious that knows more than the conscious mind can understand. To strengthen your sixth sense, Hill recommends quiet reflection, meditation, and faith. When your mind is calm and focused, it can receive ideas from infinite intelligence more clearly. In short, the sixth sense is your inner compass, guiding you toward success, protecting you from mistakes, and connecting you to the boundless wisdom of the universe. Think and Grow Rich is far more than just a book about making money, it's a complete guide to transforming your mind, your habits, and your entire life. Napoleon Hill spent over 20 years studying the most successful people of his time, including Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, and Andrew Carnegie, and what he discovered is simple yet profound: success begins in the mind. Hill teaches that wealth is not merely financial, it's spiritual, emotional, and mental. The real riches come from mastering your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Each of the 13 principles in this book is a step toward building that mastery. It begins with desire, the burning wish to achieve something great. Then comes faith, the unshakable belief that it's possible. Through auto-suggestion, you train your mind to think positively, while specialized knowledge gives you the tools to act wisely. From there, imagination turns your dreams into creative plans, and organized planning helps you take action. Decision and persistence keep you strong when obstacles appear. The mastermind teaches you the power of teamwork, while sex transmutation turns emotional energy into creative energy. The subconscious mind and brain connect your inner world with the outer world, and finally, the sixth sense links you to a higher intelligence, your intuition and wisdom. Hill's message is clear: success isn't luck, it's the result of definite purpose, clear thinking, and relentless effort. Every great achievement starts as a single thought, nourished by belief, emotion, and consistent action. What you hold in your mind eventually manifests in your reality. He also reminds us that failure is never the end, it's simply feedback. Every setback brings with it the seed of equal or greater benefit. The difference between those who win and those who quit lies in persistence and faith. As Hill says, when defeat comes, accept it as a signal that your plans are not sound, rebuild those plans, and set sail once more toward your coveted goal. The beauty of Think and Grow Rich is that it applies to all areas of life, not just money, but relationships, health, and personal growth. It teaches us to think differently, to dream bigger, and to act with purpose. So, If you truly want to grow rich in wealth, wisdom, and spirit, start by mastering your thoughts. Believe in your vision, take consistent action, and never give up. The power to change your life is already within you, you just need to awaken it. In the end, Napoleon Hill's timeless message echoes through generations: whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That's the essence of success, not luck, not chance, but the power of a determined, disciplined, and inspired mind. And that was the complete summary of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, a book that has changed millions of lives and continues to inspire dreamers around the world. Remember, true success begins in your mind with a burning desire, unshakable faith, and the courage to take action every single day. If you found value in this summary, imagine what will happen when you start applying these 13 principles in your own life. Every great journey begins with one step, and your first step is to believe that you can achieve anything you set your heart on. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Bookze for more inspiring book summaries like this one. Let's grow wiser, stronger, and richer, not just in money, but in mindset. Comment below and tell me which principle inspired you the most: desire, faith, persistence. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, this is Bookze, reminding you: think big, act bold, and grow rich, not just in wealth, but in life.